So who lives in New South Wales? Hands up.
Sweet.
Everyone? I live in Tasmania and we don't have a transport commission like you guys do.
Exactly.
And I was saying to the next speakers that, you know, I got to Central Station coming from the airport on a train system that you guys probably don't like, but I think it's just a marvellous thing. And then I got to Strathfield and Lidcombe, and then I got to Station Zero. And I so wanted to get a shopping trolley and push my way through that tunnel to come out to here, but I didn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to use the handheld or the podium? Because there's two of you, I'll give you both mics.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so our next speakers are from Transport New South Wales, and this is the Smart Innovation Centre. It's been going for 3 years. We have Neha Saini. I checked with Brittany how to pronounce your name, who's the Program Manager, and Brittany Short, who's the Policy Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, to address future mobility trends, please welcome Neha and Brittany.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and I'm thrilled to see the turnout to hear Brittany and I speak about a topic that we're very passionate about, so thank you. Future mobility trends, 4 key trends that we'd love to share with you today that we believe are going to transform the way people and goods move into the future. So as mentioned, I'm Neha. I'm the Acting Director at the Smart Innovation Centre, which is a part of Transport for New South Wales, where we have an open door to industry and academia, and it's all about collaborating so that we can test and learn from future mobility trends that we're about to discuss and really prepare ourselves for a better future for our communities, the way we move and the way our goods move through the cities. The 4 key trends of automation, connectivity, electrification, and sharing, we truly believe are going to transform the way that we will move and how our cities will be designed in the future. Automation, so that's looking at robotics, software, how it's all going to come together in concepts like driverless vehicles. Connectivity, so when our infrastructure starts getting more intelligent, we start communicating, Internet of Things, electrification, so I know you all are quite passionate about this topic and you're here today to experience some of the electrification happening in our fleets. As a transport agency, this is really important for us as well as owners of massive fleets, embracing the trend of electrification. And then the concept of sharing. And so we've heard from a number of speakers around the congestions experienced on the roads. That's really important for us to reduce the congestion on our roads, and the concept of sharing is really important. So if you think of potentially Uber Pool, public transport like trains, that's all about sharing. And so how can we harness the concept of sharing? So we're a transport agency. Why is technology important to us? Mobility, increasing personal mobility. We believe that technology has the power to improve that for all of us. And we want to look at the trends of ACEs and really figure out a way that we can improve personal mobility by introducing these concepts into our transport mix. Productivity, that's taking us to the congestion that was mentioned with our roads network, but also with large heavy vehicles, the throughput of the movement of our freight, utilising technology to gain efficiencies on our road network is really important. And safety is at the core of everything we do. And at the moment, 90% of road accidents are caused by human error. So any improvement that technology can help us make is very vital to our program. So while we can look at the trends of ACEs independently, when they start to converge, we really get to realise some strong and powerful benefits. And so when we move to a connected and automated future, we can see concepts like highly automated vehicles, if not driverless, communicating with our infrastructure, working as sensors to notify us around road conditions, around the demand, around a particular bus stop. And so what we would like to imagine is a future where, depending on where you want to go, we have enough intelligent infrastructure that tells us what size of vehicle should be sent to which bus stop, because there's 50 people going to a particular location and 20 people going to another, and so why send a 50 passenger bus to the bus stop to carry these two separate loads of people? So it's about personalised mass transit, and how can we do that with connected and automated. A few of our trials that we have underway, and so trials are important to us because we want to learn from a place of applied learning. This vehicle that you can see is a level 4 automated, so it's a highly automated, not fully driverless vehicle, and it is in Sydney Olympic Park. We've run a trial since mid last year, looking at how this type of vehicle could be introduced into our transport mix to offer a more customised transport option for those that are working in the precinct. Regional communities are equally important to us, and we have a similar level 4 highly automated electric shuttle bus in Coffs Harbour called Busbot, and this has been experienced by a number of the community, and according to the photo they look quite happy, and we had some great feedback. This is now moved into a retirement village. And Ardi is the shuttle bus out in Armidale, operating within the university and in the town centre. And what we really want to capture is the response that customers have. How should our regional infrastructure prepare for these solutions? And what is the right solution for our customers in regional New South Wales? We have a U-Butte, automated rideshare ute in Dubbo, and it's the first driverless ute which will develop kangaroo detection as a core part of this project. This symbolises a very unique Australian problem, and that we are bringing global industry to regional New South Wales to build solutions to create safer communities. I touched on the E of ACES, electrification, and that is very important to our program. I'm going to hand over to Brittany from my team, who has led some amazing work around our electric and hybrid vehicle plan, and she'll elaborate a bit more about how important this is to us.
So we released the New South Wales Electric and Hybrid Vehicle Plan in January this year. We developed the plan to not only encourage the uptake of electric and hybrid vehicles in New South Wales, but to also accelerate the many benefits of electric vehicles. Because electric vehicles touch on many different areas, you've got energy, health, freight, we developed the plan with the input from 11 other different New South Wales government agencies, as well as key industry stakeholders. So the plan touched on 3 key priority areas. Number 1, increasing EV model availability. So we set a 10% government fleet target. New South Wales has one of the largest government fleets in the country, with about 13,000 vehicles. So this was really key in sending a message to industry to say, hey, New South Wales is serious about EVs, start bringing more EVs here. And it's also really important to start feeding EVs into the second-hand vehicle market. We also had a second key priority area, charging infrastructure, and a third about increasing customer information. So there's a lot of myths out there. So at the moment, we're developing an online electric vehicle information platform to overcome some of those myths. So I mentioned that the second priority area was charging infrastructure. So Transport for New South Wales is investing $5 million to partner with industry and local councils to roll out fast chargers in regional New South Wales and charging points in our commuter car parks in the Sydney Greater Metropolitan area. So a lot of the previous speakers touched on the benefits of electrification, but I'll go over some of them from a transport perspective now. So we all know that electric vehicles are cheaper to operate. So it really is beneficial to households to invest in them to start receiving some of those total operational cost savings. If you haven't driven one, there's some just down the back to test drive, and you'll actually experience how nice of a drive they are. They're smoother, they're quieter, they're cleaner. So I do encourage you to go down the back and give one a test drive if you haven't. And because they're cleaner and quieter, they create more livable cities. So you're not going to get the noise and the pollution of ICE vehicles that we currently have in our city centres. This, of course, lowers emissions. So we know transport is the second largest emitter of greenhouse gases in Australia, and it's also the fastest growing sector. So we really think that EVs can help support the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. And with that also comes improved air quality, which has great health benefits. So the Nissan speaker earlier touched on the vehicle to home battery. So we really think that EVs can help balance energy demand. If you're charging off peak, it can really balance the load of the energy sector. They're cheaper to operate, so of course that's going to have some great benefits for the freight industry. They're quieter, so they could change their hours of operation. And because it's a new industry here, it's really encouraging greater investment in New South Wales. So we have some industry on display out there. So there's new jobs being created from this new industry.
So the last part of ACES is shared. And so as we look at automation, electrification, connectivity, we are also really motivated to have a look at how these new solutions that are emerging, which we want to support and enable, should they fit into our transport future, is the concept of sharing. So how can we create multi-purpose fleets? How can we create options of mobility where if you have a shared destination, you can travel together, but that could be quite personalised and customised. So the concept of personalised mass transit is quite emerging and important to us through our program. And we look at concepts such as ride sharing. So the Dubbo Ute that I mentioned, you will have an app that you could call, and similar to your Uber app, you could say, I want to go from my personal point A to a personal point B. So it's not a route that we've set. It's based on your origin and destination. And another person in Dubbo could also put in their destination. And if it's optimized that you could travel together, then that ute would come and pick you both up and drop you off to where you need to go. And that is the best use of our services. The ambition for us is to find the right partnerships to enable the deployment of ACES at scale. So you've seen the shuttles that we do have operating in our trials. We're now really looking at, we've understood where the technology is at, what our infrastructure needs to adopt and adapt to, what sort of information should we be collecting. And the benefits are really realised when you do start scaling up to a fleet of electric automated vehicles that are connected and shared. And so it's that convergence of the trends of ACES at scale, which is our ambition. And integrating this in a meaningful way into our transport mix is also the ambition for the next couple of years for us. So that's the formal part of our presentation, but really would like to open the floor for any questions, if possible. Maybe a couple. I got the nod, so yes, and I can see some questions. Couple.
Real question?
You're not looking to move to New South Wales as a result of that presentation, are you?
I actually arrived today on the Olympic train, and I'm very impressed with that, so good on you. But what I would really like to know is, how do I get a ride in one of those little shuttle buses, the driverless ones?
Well, that is a great question. Seeing as you arrived here today, you kind of know where the precinct is. From tomorrow, we actually have the Australian and New Zealand Driverless Vehicle Initiative, and it is open to general public to come and have a look at a number of demonstrations. You can take a ride on the shuttle bus, the one at Sydney Olympic Park, the photo that I had, but we will have the ARDI here as well. So from Armidale, we're bringing it over, and there will be a deployment for you to experience. There is going to be an automated race car as well coming from interstate, so from Monash Uni. So most welcome to come tomorrow, and you can get a ride. It's just not operating today. Today you can experience a lot of other vehicles, but the automated one tomorrow.
We did try and succumb him to it. It's just round the corner.
Yeah,
Round
Australia.
opposite the train station?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's designed to pick you up from the train station, take you around to the car parks, to other points of interest in the precinct, so Australia Avenue. But yeah, we'd love to see you tomorrow, and you won't be able to miss it, and the other deployments on demonstration. And we open from about 9 a.m. till 5. 2 days, Monday and Tuesday.
Hi, I just had a question. In conjunction with this New South Wales scheme to increase, obviously, the consumption of electrical energy to make things more efficient and utilising electrical stuff, is there also simultaneously a reach to create more sustainable production of electrical energy in the state?
So we did work with the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment in developing the EV plan. We're working closely with our energy colleagues. We know that 20% of the national energy market is currently made up of renewables, and they are interested in growing that because it's cheaper to produce. So that is something that they're looking at.
Great answer.
I just want to tie in with the previous speaker, and going back to when I was at university, I learned all about Small is Beautiful, E.F. Schumacher. Is there any attempt in Transport New South Wales to integrate with appropriate, not just smart, but also appropriate, like e-bikes and bicycle? Because we currently have a massive problem with infrastructure, like the cycle path map, which is a disaster. There's huge gaps. And, what are your thoughts on that?
Sure. So that's actually a great question, and it ties in well with the digitisation of Transport for New South Wales. And the 4 trends that we've talked about converging, new business models are going to emerge, and the first one that is emerging is a concept called mobility as a service. And so that is depending on your personal journey, what is the most optimal way for you to get to that journey, and that could involve an e-bike, it could involve an Uber pool, a bit of walking, and then a bus. So I don't know where you're going, but it could be pretty complicated, and it's not served by one mode of transport. And so Transport for New South Wales is working towards that MAS platform, which will allow you to basically customise your journey and integrate with other modes that are not Transport for New South Wales large fleet, sort of big, power trains like our train network, but you can couple your end-to-end journey with options like e-bikes. And so we just had an announcement last week about, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the new metro that we've launched, and we had some on-demand buses to take you from your home in, let's say, the Ponds to the metro station, and that has now been integrated into the MAS platform with Opal Connect. And so as new technology options and transport solutions get added to the mix, we want to expand our platform to be able to integrate with those and give you the best journey based on what you want to achieve. So absolutely, integrating into the concept's called MAS, Mobility as a Service.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 years ago we had a conference and we were talking about the shared economy, and your car would go to a building and charge, and you would dial it up on your app and it would come pick you up, do the groceries, and then come back and pick you up. And blow me down if New South Wales aren't making it happen already. Well done. Do you do anything with Blacktown City Council?
Yeah, my colleague, we're a massive agency, and I'm sure that they do.
The guy was here yesterday.
Okay.
And they are chalk and cheese light years in front. So it's obviously coming from a policy, Brittany, and it's obviously coming from the program direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Neha and Brittany from Transport New South Wales. We're going to take a break and we'll be back in 20 minutes. Great job, ladies. Thank you very much. And we hope that you sponsor the entire thing next year with your eloquence.